I normally start off differently, and I do understand that, but this is kind of a different scenario since I haven't played the game that this movie is associated with. However, I've done a lot of research and talked to a lot of people who have played this game, so shut up and enjoy the ride. There's not much to say about the movie itself. It's supposedly using Kingdom Hearts 3 technology, though we haven't gotten a straight answer about a release date for said game, so I'm not holding my breath. I'm also not going to call this a game review because I'm not playing a game, but it is part of the Kingdom Hearts 2.8 marathon because it's on the same disc. So it is going to go into another series of reviews. It's going to be the black sheep of another series of reviews. As I said, I'm sticking to the movie for this one because I don't have enough memory on my phone. Yes, I'm a cheap bastard and I opted for the small memory. Let's move on. Back cover tells the story of the Foretellers, which reveals a new part of the series' history since up until recently it has been set post-Keyblade War. And this movie really serves as a precursor to that and the whole franchise, with it being the first story. Anyway, in the movie, all that really happens is the Master of Masters, who did a great voice acting job, by the way, gives each of the Foretellers a conflicting task to accomplish, with the last apprentice being told to go write the Book of Prophecy. However, we see a bit of foreshadowing as this last apprentice is given the Keyblade that we see Xehanort kill everybody with. And this film would be a lot like a DVD if it was by itself, since it uses chapter select, it has menus. I'm just glad it's not one of those DVDs that shows you the movie before you watch it. So anyway, we all know that it's trying to explain the beginning of the Kingdom Hearts universe. And honestly, the rest of the movie is really beautiful to look at. I enjoyed watching it. But I did have to watch over it a few times before I fully understood what was going on. But we get to drool over what Kingdom Hearts 3 could potentially look like. I'm going to kind of like breeze through the plot. I mean, I had more written down, but I don't feel like reading all of this again. So, narrative takes place in a period of time before Braveheart with Keyblades. New Keyblade wielder joins a union brought to Daybreak Town, fights Heartless, friends a Dream Eater named Chirithy, must use your Keyblade to collect light, which really kind of happens at the end of the movie. Foreteller says more powerful Heartless, need more people. Chirithy begins to reveal full extent of his knowledge regarding the Keyblade War. Members being born, created by the Master of Masters. All 6 of the apprentices were renamed and given a prophecy of the future, except for the last one. The 5 that were given it were become foretellers, shocked to discover the future ended up with a great battle. Save the future, try to use the Book of Prophecy. Foretellers use this book to project the future, try to change it, can't change the future. That's not important. That's not important either. To fully understand the Foretellers' mysteries, the player, Chirithy, and another Keyblade wielder re-enter the Foretellers' tower, where they are caught, told that another guy was a traitor and disappeared. Player challenges Foreteller to a duel, assuming the other guy being captured, easily defeated. It was Ava that challenged you. It was a test of character. See if they're worthy of leaving the world. Keyblade wielders that can resist darkness, fight for what they believe in, are worthy of becoming elite Keyblade warriors known as Dandelions. Now, I'm not even making that up. Because honestly, that's a ridiculous name, but whatever. Let's go with it. It works. Where was I? Anyone who doesn't go to the realm of light will become part of war. In an uncertain future, the player declines, and the player is forced to fight Master Aced. Anyway, the fighting is stopped, and Aced claims he is collecting more Keyblade warriors to prepare for the upcoming war before leaving. You are then informed that the war cannot be avoided and there will be no victor, which we know is a lie. I know it's a lie. The only foreteller who may have a solution reveals that the only one who can stop their predicament is the Master of Masters, who pulled a Harry Houdini along with the sixth apprentice. Meanwhile, the sixth apprentice is tracked down, as he'd been ordered to watch the place by their master, I'm assuming where the Keyblade War will take place. He then reveals that he wants to move forward and start Braveheart with Keyblades. After discovering what happens in the lost page in the Book of Prophecy, the sixth apprentice reveals the truth about the events that have been going on and the identity of the true traitor. A duel starts, and a clock bell in town signals the start of the war. Meanwhile, all kinds of shit starts to go down. Nightmare Chirithy is surprised that the player chose to stay out of the war. Corrupted Keyblade Wielder is summoned and defeated. Fused with Nightmare Chirithy, defeated. And we finally get Braveheart Keyblades. Yes, Braveheart with Keyblades. I'm using that one. The player battles 4 foretellers before collapsing in exhaustion. War ends with numerous Keyblades planted in the ground, forming the Keyblade Graveyard that we know from, I think, the end of Kingdom Hearts 2 and Birth by Sleep, with the player's character lying in the middle, presumably dying. Sometime later, the player wakes up, and a simulation of the Enchanted Dominion, Chirithy claims that the events of the Keyblade War have really been a dream, and the player has had since turning down Ava's offer to join the Dandelions, which I think is a load of crap. And the two decide to rest after confronting a wall of thorns. On the other side of that wall of thorns, Maleficent is planning to take over this new world, having heavily implied to found the Book of Prophecy, which really doesn't help anything at all. But I'm sure we'll get an explanation in Kingdom Hearts 3, if and when we get that game. Nobody really knows what happened. This ending almost seems like a big middle finger to the audience, or a very clever marketing campaign to make sure that we stay hooked to buy Kingdom Hearts 3, since it is taking them a long time. So that's the end of this plot. I'm honestly still just as lost as when I started. However, this won't be it for the franchise on my channel as a whole, since we're getting a brand new bundle next month. It's not really a new bundle, it's just a bundle with the 2 old bundles of 1.5 and 2.5 remixed, which I'm honestly looking forward to, since I never played those versions of those games. But in short, this movie really did raise more questions than it answered, since we're never told who the traitor is. But the Master is a dick. Lucio isn't really evil. The eye on Xehanort's Keyblade has more of a meaning than just being an eye on his Keyblade for design reasons. And what's in the box? Where's the Keyblade? Hopefully we get these answers soon, though. Let's be real here. We probably won't. This cinematic was the only thing that really confused me, since I never played the game that it's retelling the events of. And while it does leave a lot out compared to the plot of the game, it not only sets the stage for Braveheart with Keyblades, but it also sets the stage for the universe that we know to take shape, and adds in more lore. Anyway, I know this was different from my normal style, but I wanted to showcase as much of this film as possible. Which we're getting about 10 minutes in now. Maybe we'll be a couple more minutes in by the time I finish this. I will show myself next week, but for this week I wanted to keep things simple since I'm not really doing a game review. Why put in the effort? As lazy as that sounds. The only real question is what will I put out in the meantime? Final Fantasy IX is taking me longer to do, with Kingdom Hearts eating up a lot of my free time. So I don't think I'll go back to it for a while, even after I finish this. Well, I do have one more Kingdom Hearts game to do that I actually can do right now. And that game is Chain of Memories for anyone who's curious. I would have normally waited until the HD version came out, but reviewing it then would just pad out that marathon, and nobody really needs that, honestly. That already has a lot going on with it, with almost every game ever. So I'll do that now. Besides, it'll give this marathon a theme of handheld games meant to tie the universe together. Because think about it. In reverse order from games that I've done so far, this establishes the universe. Birth by Sleep ties to the first Kingdom Hearts game, and Kingdom Hearts 3D is supposed to tie to Kingdom Hearts 3. But they all kind of raised more questions than they answered at the time. Especially this. And then Dream Drop Distance, because I want to know what happens next. So I'll be doing Chain of Memories now, since I have my original game cartridge, and I do have a way to record via the Game Boy player on my GameCube. So look for that next week. I've already kind of started that game, but not sure how to end this, so I'll finish by saying what comes natural. Have a great day, everybody.